Hi everyone, my name is Aish. I am a 9th grader from Siddhartha Central School. Ecosystems, the fabric of life on which we all depend, has declined rapidly because of human actions of the past and also the present. Human pressure on nature has soared since the late 1970s. People have been using more and more natural resources and this came at a cost. If we lose large proportions of natural world, human quality of life will be severely reduced and lives of the present and the future generations will be threatened unless effective actions are taken. Over the last 50 years, nature's capacity to support us has plummeted. Air and water quality have reduced, soils depleted and coasts are less protected from storms. Energy from many sources, numerous minerals and water are critical for human existence and are increasingly linked in the context of sustainability. For the current and future generations, resources must be discovered and cleanly exploited. Even as efforts to improve efficiency and increase recycling continue. To succeed, we must fully understand the earth, from the critical processes that concentrate resources to the environment and climate that supports life. Across the world, up to 811 million people do not have enough food. According to recent estimates, 45 million people in 43 countries are at risk of sliding into famine, the most common form of hunger. This can result in death from starvation or disease. The consequence of diets poor in vitamins, minerals and other nutrients are affecting the health and life prospects of millions more and casting a shadow over the future of communities and entire countries. Although enough food is produced to feed everyone on this planet, the goal of a world with zero hunger are set out in the 2030 Agenda for Sustainable Development and specifically in Sustainable Development Goal 2 remains hugely challenging due to a toxic cocktail of conflict, climate change, disasters and structural poverty and inequality. Over the past year, the socio-economic consequences of the COVID-19 pandemic have further exacerbated the situation by pushing millions of people vulnerable into greater food insecurity. COVID-19 was a warning shot from the whole of nature to our species. Humans and wild animals face new challenges for survival because of climate change. More frequent and intense drought, storms, heat waves, rising sea levels, melting glaciers, and warming oceans can directly harm animals, destroy the places where they live, and wreak havoc on people's livelihoods and communities. To adequately address the climate crisis, we must urgently reduce carbon pollution and prepare for the consequences of global warming, which the world is already experiencing. Nature and climate synthesizes evidences of the state of degradation of the world's ecosystems and details the social rewards that restoration can bring. Overexploitation of natural resources is embedded in economies and governance systems, and the resulting degradation is undermining hard-won development gains and threatening the well-being of the future generations. Countries need to deliver on their existing commitments to restore 1 billion hectares of degraded land and make similar commitments for the marine and coastal areas. Ecosystem restoration is one of the most important ways of delivering nature-based solutions for food insecurity, climate change mitigation and adaptation, and biodiversity loss. It will neither be quick nor be easy, and it will take deep changes to everything, from the way we measure economic progress to how we grow food and what we eat. But the beauty of ecosystem restoration is that it can happen at any scale, and everyone has a role to play. In 2022, it is incredibly frustrating and disappointing to witness the world's key leaders failing the planet and all those who inhabit it. People are suffering, ecosystems are collapsing, and a mass extinction event might begin. Yet all these leaders continue to favor economic growth over all else. It is pivotal that policies addressing climate change and environmental issues are at the forefront of these nations' political agendas. Only once leaders start treating climate crisis like the existential emergency it is, we can even begin to address the biggest challenges of our time. Thank you.